what's up? It's your girl, Kyss Major, and welcome to How to Keep Your Man Away from Women Like Me. I'm the... Thank you. I am the woman who gets stared at, eyes rolled at, and whispers as she walks past. But you know what? So are you. And just like that, I've also been cheated on as well. If you think that good looks, sex, just being a fantastic woman is going to keep your man at home, well, girl, you've got it all wrong. We have a lot to unpack, and so we're going to get into it today. And we're not about man bashing, not at all. I'm sharing my life lessons that I've learned in lace and lingerie, love and loss. Lessons that I think that I can share with you and you'll benefit from. So we're going to get into it. Let's unpack this show. But before that, I want to thank my sponsors. Status Network, thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank Lashango Inc., Joyful Day Productions, and Horizon Real Estate Solutions. And before we get started, let's go to a quick video. We'll be right back.
Dear Diary, today is a day of a new direction. I think maybe in my stride for protection, I fell upon a boy fully neglecting. Accountability for him projecting his insecurities on me. But still I strive to be everything he prayed for. Wives wear capes, don't we? Dinner's prepared, stomach never empty. Still he sees my life needs correcting. Then my spirit's finally resurrected. In the mirror I see finally a queen reflecting before me. Standing deep in the trenches with mud on my crown, I fight this world with blood on my gown. I'm not who you say, but who you laid with on your darkest days. Am I not to love or cherish? But you're perfect, right? And with me you feel embarrassed because my love doesn't come in the form you like? When a boy is not a man, he pushes fear on those in sight. Unconditionally lacking unconditional. But you want a wife, right? I was right there for you. Hold your hand anytime you need me. Perfect love, shit you see on TV. Gave you everything you wanted, you got greedy. And it's not fair because you know you're the water and the air I breathe, running through my veins like a fresh IV. What happened to your faith in me? It's not about money and fame. Are we the same? We both got dreams. You already put in your time. I'm just trying to put mine in. If you can't handle a bad day, I'll be here for a good time. Not a long time, cause I'm so tired of conditional love. Good time, not a long time. Can you handle a bad baby? I'll be here for a good time, not a long time, cause I'm so tired of conditional love. Good time, not a long time. Tell me what happened to your drive. Used to sit up high on your throne. First round draft class. Now you're coming in last. You're making my past my present. I'm looking for generational wealth. You more into yourself. A fool for chasing ass instead of forevermore. It's not about money and fame. Are we the same? We both got dreams. You already put in your time. I'm just trying to put mine in. If you can't handle a bad day, I'll be here for a good time, not a long time, cause I'm so tired of conditional love. Good time, not a long time. Can you handle a bad day? I'll be here for a good time, not a long time, cause I'm so tired of conditional love. Good time, not a long time.
Welcome back. Make sure you guys hit that notification button, like, share, subscribe, and take down that number 470-659-5974 because I'm taking calls. I want questions, comments. I want to hear your story as well. So let's get into it. Today's episode is about accountability. And ladies, I know we have a hard time with that. And I'm going to unpack a bit of I'm going to be accountable today for my own actions. So you all know I am the former fiance, wife of NBA player Joe Smith. We had this big internet thing go on, and I came off like I was the bad guy. Like I was not a good wife, as if I wasn't, I just didn't look well. I didn't come out as the one on top in this. Everybody kind of came down on me. But in my defense, and in his also, in our defense, I would like to say that being accountable for your actions in a relationship is something that we all have to try to do. In this regard of, a lot of times men will tell us exactly what it is that they want, exactly what they don't want. In my case, Joe and I had a talk when we first got together, and he said to me, I love you, but I can't love you the way that you deserve to be loved. Now, I didn't hear that. What I heard was, you don't love me? I'm not lovable? And my ego took over, and I got into this panic, and then it came for like this fight for this love, fight for something that I thought I was losing. When in actuality, he was being completely forthright and honest with me. And a lot of times as women, we take our emotions and allow our egos, men, you do the same thing, allow your egos to take over instead of you listening with your heart. You're listening with your ego, and you're not really hearing what's being said. So today we're talking about accountability and emotional terrorism, because I have been an emotional terrorist. And today I'm apologizing to you, Joe. I'm sorry. I apologize for emotionally terrorizing you over the last 13 years, because you told me that you weren't capable of giving me the emotional love and support that I needed, because you yourself were in need of emotional love and support. Ladies, how hard is that? It's really simple. You have to, it's about growth. And this is my way of not only getting closure, but my way of growing and helping you to grow as well. So on that note, we're going to bring up my guest for this evening. His name is Saveyon Edwards. He is one of Atlanta's hottest eligible bachelors and model and actor. And we're going to talk about accountability and how women emotionally terrorize men. Today, guys, we're on your side. So let's get into it. We're going to roll another video, and we'll be right back.
Stop. Okay, falls jemand diese beiden Jungs nicht kennt, mein Name ist DJ Science, ihr kennt Sunglasses at Night. Das sind die beiden Produzenten. Okay? Diese beiden Jungs. Ohne die wäre das wahrscheinlich gar nicht möglich gewesen. Und ey, Kyss. What's next?
Tell it to my heart.
Okay. A cappella?
I feel the night explode when we're together. Emotion overloads in the heat of pleasure. Take me, I'm yours, into your arms. Never let
joining me.
My pleasure having me.
Thank you for being here. So, we're talking accountability today. We're talking about emotional terrorism. We're talking about how women are just evil creatures who just prey on you men and just destroy you. No,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
no, but seriously, let's get it started. I want to ask you a few questions. So,
Okay.
have you ever been in a relationship where you felt emotionally manipulated or controlled?
Definitely. There's been plenty of situations where, you try to hold someone accountable or you try to hold somebody accountable and they kind of like deflect by like transitioning it into you, even after you've like held yourself accountable for whatever you've done. So like there's been times where an argument's happened. After the argument, maybe I created it or I, started the situation. And then now it's time to rectify another situation that they took part in. And they've reverted back into the previous argument that we rectified already. Instead of
circling back, instead of moving forward.
Instead of moving forward and taking the accountability and making sure that the issue wasn't just one-sided. We all played a part in the thing that transpired or in the situation that transpired.
I think that I don't know if you guys watch Progressive Love Academy, Kenya Stevens, her and her husband, Kenya and Carl. Well, I was about to say something that made me think about it, triggered my thought process to think about her. And I think it's hard to have accountability when you feel like you're being blamed, and that whole blame thing, what Kenya and Carl practice are no blame, no game, no blame, no games, no shame, no cop-outs, no dropouts, something like that. So basically, it's like most of the times we come to you as, oh, you did this. Even guys will be like, oh, you did whatever. Instead of coming at the situation like women, I'm talking to us right now, instead of us internalizing and becoming victim to the situation, right? We, instead of getting defensive, we almost kind of play the offense. You see what I'm saying? As a way of going, instead of saying, well, you did this, how about what happened earlier made me feel uncomfortable? And it's not that you did anything wrong, and that's where she always likes to put it into the perspective that there was nothing done wrong. Like, you're not doing anything to me. You didn't do anything to me. There was nothing done wrong. It just didn't make me feel good.
Yeah. Separating the emotion from the actual action that was portrayed.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. And we have a hard time doing that. So when a woman is hurt, do you find it common for her to react emotionally? But when does that emotional expression cross the line?
That was a two-part question. All right. So you said at the beginning,
when a woman is hurt,
yes,
it's common for her. It's not a question. I'm telling you, it's common for us to react emotionally.
Yeah.
But when does that emotional expression then cross the line and turn into emotional terrorism? In your opinion?
Usually when she starts to like do like low blows or like call you out your name or start cursing at you and things like that, that's when I usually know that's like, all right, now it's time to reel back. Let's have an understanding. Let's have a common understanding so that we can be on the same page with what we're talking about. So I usually try to go backwards into where the misunderstanding was started, so that now moving forward with whatever we're talking about now, we have a common understanding. So like even like simply just words, like the definition of words that we're using. A lot of the times those, like sometimes we both have different definitions of the same word.
Right.
Like for example, a hypocrite. Sometimes people look at the word hypocrite as just like a bad person, when it really just means you're not necessarily having the same standard on one end as you do on the other.
Right, exactly. It doesn't make you a bad person. You're just kind of like not being fair.
It's just not being fair in that moment.
Exactly.
And so some people are triggered by that word. And so like it's common to have a emotional response to that word, not necessarily understanding the definition of it, pretty much saying that you're being unfair with with what you're insinuating or what
Exactly.
you're trying
Like
to
you
do.
want me to be the standard, but you're not holding yourself to that standard.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally get it. So have you ever been upfront with a woman about your emotional limits, and did she respect that or try to change you?
Normally what happens, because I am since graduating college, probably like around 25, 26, a couple years after college, but like 25, 26, I just was honest with myself and just said, you know what, I'm gonna just be honest and upfront at the beginning. And since then, a lot of the times initially there will be an emotional response, but then like a few days later or a week or so after, after emotions come down, she'll come to an understanding and be like, all right, this is what I'm cool with. And depending on the type of person that they are, depending on like the responsibility, like how responsible they are, they'll either say that they're cool with it and really not be cool with it because of me, or
Because they there we
because
go
they
right
want
there.
me, or because
We're cool with it because we want to try to change you.
Yeah.
Of course I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely, the closer they get in, the more their claws get dug into you. I'm gonna call it claws because really though,
Yeah.
like you girls, come on, y'all know what we do.
Yeah.
We throw it on them and throw it on them and throw it on them. That's putting the claws in, you know? And then finally they think they've thrown it on so good that like, okay, so that other thing changed, right?
Yeah,
Nah, it didn't change. It's still the same.
Yeah, a lot of the times that is definitely a common theme that I still deal with today, as far as the dating world.
So, what do you think? I mean, I think that the opportunity to lay with a woman stops men from being emotionally honest. But what do you think stops men from setting clear emotional, boundaries and
Usually their response to honesty. A lot of the times a woman's response to the man being honest usually dictates them being honest moving forward. Because if there's no reward with, like, if you react the same way with me being honest as if I lied, I'm normally going to just lie now because there's no reward to me being honest, because I get the same results.
Got you.
And so 9 times out of 10, that's usually the deciding factor. Because if she was understanding or trying to understand or trying to have a level of understanding of where I'm coming from when I'm being honest, and not necessarily taking it as a jab at them,
ego,
personal, like a personal jab at them.
Let's put some points up. First, ladies, we have to check our egos. We got to check our egos. That's the most, because they're not jabbing at us. Like I said before, when I heard the words from Joe, it was, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, I'm not that. And no matter what I've done in my past or traumas that I have helped me feel that way about myself. But with growth, you learn that it has nothing to do with you, really.
A lot of the times it has nothing to do with you. It's more so their that person's personal morals or their guidelines or whatever they follow, the things that they follow. This has nothing to do with the person that they're dealing with. It's just more so how they move based on their upbringing.
In your experience, how do you think that men typically process emotional pain in relationships?
That's a tough one because it depends. It really depends. But a lot of the times we understand that our emotions don't necessarily matter in that moment. It's more so like, what goal are we trying to reach? Like, what are we trying to reach with that person? So like in a situation or in a scenario where a guy is overly emotional, a lot of the times that's not going to transfer over to the lady as, I'm being vulnerable with you and I actually trust you with my emotions. Sometimes it's thrown back at you and like, you're softy, or you soft, and let me take advantage of this person's weaknesses. And so a lot of the times we usually shut those off, like not shut them off, but not allow that vulnerability to be a weakness for us.
Right.
So we kind of like protect that weakness with either being like nonchalant or just not going there, like just not going there with that person, just not getting to that point, like just having that blocked off, that side of them blocked off for that person that they're dealing with. Yeah,
well, that's pretty. I would say that's toxic.
It
It's
is a bit toxic, but it's like a defense mechanism. Like if you were to be in the same situation where constantly every time you were vulnerable that was thrown in your face, you'll respond later on and be like, all right, after these things have been thrown in my face so many different times, now instead of going there, I'm gonna just be like, I'm just not even gonna go there with that person. I'm just not even gonna go. I'm just not even gonna get to that point where that is a thing that they could even bring up.
Right. People, do call in if you have any questions for Saveyon, questions for me, any comments, anything you want to put out there. 470-659-5974. That's the call-in number. Please call in and get with us. So Saveyon, okay, another question for you. So what is a moment?
And it wasn't until I lost some things that I really liked a lot.
So you had to lose some.
Yeah, I had to lose something. I had to
some physical shit. You had to lose some materialistic things.
I had to lose some brand new things that I just had gotten, and I was really mad that I didn't get to wear them. And it taught me a valuable lesson. It was just like at that point I was just like, hey, I even went on Instagram, like you can see it to this day. I went on Instagram and was like, hey, even if I don't say I'm not talking to anybody, just assume that I am if I'm single, because I don't want any misconception or misunderstanding on anything moving forward, because I was definitely playing games. I was leading women on, telling them, or not even telling them, just allowing them to believe whatever they wanted to believe. And instead of rectifying that or telling them like, yo, that's not what it is, I was just like, I'm having fun, let me do that. And then it resulted in me getting things or losing things.
Oh, I have a call coming in. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, it was tough.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hi, this is Lynette from Brooklyn, New York.
Hi, Lynette from Brooklyn, New York. How are you? You have a question?
I am wonderful.
Beautiful. Thank you for calling in. Do you have a question for Saveyon and myself, or do you have a story you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I have a question, well, also a story. So earlier today on social media, they had this video of a bunch of fathers holding their baby girls while they were getting their ears pierced.
Mm-hmm.
And the fathers were mad that they were being filmed by their spouses or significant others, but they also teared up as soon as the baby cried.
Yeah.
And got their ears pierced, and I thought it was so endearing, and it moved me to tears. While I was like, see, men don't feel like they can share this. They don't want this scene that they're emotional because of their child.
Mm-hmm.
So in my situation, my son was a preemie. He was born premature, about 28 weeks. They didn't give him much of a chance to live, but he made it.
Thank God.
But my son's father at the time, yes, thank God. But my son's father at the time told people he didn't want to cry in front of me because he would have been perceived as weak. However, there were other things that made me feel like he was weak by not stepping up, working, getting another job, being that father figure or that supportive role model I thought he should have been.
Right.
So, and I treated him like shit for it. Sorry, I'm cussing. I can cuss on the damn show.
Yeah, okay. Well,
we
try not to because we're on
YouTube. I felt
YouTube.
he deserved it because I felt he should have stepped up, and he did not.
Right.
So I would have been happier if he cried, in the moment, but I did give him slack for not stepping up to be a man.
Well, I think that had he shown you that vulnerability at that time, that would have closed a gap between you. You know what I mean? Because look, you're going through a hard time. Your kid just was born. You have to think about money and finances, and then your baby's a preemie. There's extra care with that. So for him to not show his vulnerability with the tears, I think it also made it like he kind of, you're not stepping up in any way. You're not emotionally there. You're not financially there. You're just not freaking here. Is that how you kind of felt? Yeah. And I think that men, a lot of times you think your stillness and your quiet is a good thing. It's like your strength, but no, sometimes your stillness and your quiet is speaking volumes to a woman that, way off the spectrum of anything that you're going through. But in her head, she's like, he doesn't care. He's not present. There's a whole lot of emotions that will, come up with that. So I've dealt with that myself, as far as, you feel like you're alone in the situation. I'm sorry that happened. Are you guys still together?
Oh, absolutely not. He cheated with a little trollop.
Oh man.
We'll not get into that, because he's still with the trollop, and it's probably not what he wanted, because now he doesn't have like a supportive woman that I would have been. Like, she's more like, you take care of me type. And I'm the complete opposite of that. So I needed a man to lead, and he wasn't trying to be a leader.
I think that's a lot of.
They're still together. Who knows if it's? I think it's because they're roommates.
I commend you, Lynette. I really do. I commend you, first of all, for walking away from a situation that wasn't serving you, because a lot of times we also stay in relationships way longer than we need to, because we're afraid of being alone, afraid of what other people will say. That was, honestly, I'm going to tell you, for entering my relationship or not being in my relationship at the capacity that it was. I mean, we're not broken up completely. We still see each other. We still are interacting. We're still working on us. But my biggest thing was failing. My biggest thing was failing. I was like, I will not fail. This will not be a failure.
He told us as a family, I would have liked us to now still be able to co-parent, like, in some, capacity. But no, he's like, no. He was mad that I left, that I accepted the breakup. I was like, you know what? Maybe you and this person belong together. Let's break up. He was pissed at that. I accepted it. We moved. I can't say we moved on. And then there's all this whole court battle. But yeah, I just don't think he's holding himself accountability for anything he's done in it. Maybe he never will. Our son is 10. He's going to be, by the time he's 18, you'll lose your chance to do.
Let me ask you a question. Out of all of this, where do you find your mistake in the relationship?
I'm just going to ask that.
My mistake, where I was so mad at him that I didn't give him the respect that maybe I should have, without, lashing out. Like, I went 0 to 60 on his ass.
I've done the same.
I started out with the, hey, maybe you should get a job. You're trying to do this, but we're a family now, and you need to be more of a provider. As soon as I saw that he was not trying to be a provider, I said it once, I said it twice, third time, cut off his head.
Yeah. And that probably, we have to find a way, because, I noticed that sometimes men, they are more emotional than we are, honestly, deep down inside.
But they don't want to show it.
But they don't. But you know why? Because white men, black men, Asian men, all men in this world, you're not allowed to. There's no grace for a man, no compassion for a man who is vulnerable and shows his feelings. You know what I mean? There's no help for them. I mean, like, what the hell is he going to be vulnerable? What help is there? And I'm unpacking my own relationship dynamics. Okay. I'm unpacking my own relationship dynamics with this, because, sometimes people go through things. But thank you so much for calling. We have another call coming, Lynette. I'm sorry I have to cut you off, but I have to go to the next caller.
Then cry if you have to. We're not going to make fun of you.
That
thank
part.
You so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. Who am I speaking with? Hello?
Hi, Kyss. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Who's calling?
This is Kiki, and I'm out of South Georgia.
Hey, Kiki. You're already making me sweat, girl. I can already tell you're about to be a doozy. How can I help you, Kiki?
I have a question, and it's for the male guest.
Yes.
Thank you.
I want to know, has he ever made a woman feel guilty for wanting more?
I have in my past, definitely, because a lot of the times it was me trying to run away from the accountability of leading her on, and like I wanted what I wanted, and she wanted more, and it was just like no, because I made an excuse pretty much not to give her more because I wasn't ready for it. I knew I wasn't necessarily in the right headspace, in the right.
So wait, you made up so you still saw her, but made up excuses why she couldn't have more.
Yeah, well, it wasn't necessarily make her feel. It wasn't necessarily like made her feel guilty. It was more so like I knew I couldn't give her more. Like I knew I couldn't give her more than what she was expecting or what she wanted, and so I just more so just was.
You placed the blame on her and made her feel guilty for wanting more.
No, I'm more so like not created, but I'm more so just like tried to make it it's a us thing. Well, because there was also things that she was.
The relationship.
So there was also things,
yes, you did.
So there was also things that she didn't necessarily do, and I knew that she wasn't the person that I would have been in a relationship.
So
with.
you knew she wasn't the one.
Yes.
So, but
I didn't make her feel guilty. It was just more so just like I just didn't allow that conversation.
Question: when men know that you're not the one, why do they still get involved with you? They want to test the coochie out.
That's a tough one.
They want to take you for a test drive.
That's actually a tough one because
no, seriously though, man.
Because men compartmentalize. Men compartmentalize.
Gaslight City.
No, I'm saying because men compartmentalize. So
come with the comments, y'all.
There are people that are there for certain things, and there are people who aren't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are people who are meant for certain areas in your life, and guys usually know that towards at the beginning, and that's usually what tells their effort. That's how you can tell their effort.
Okay.
So how long did you lead her on?
Well, I didn't lead her on. I told her.
So how long were you actually with her, knowing that she wasn't the one while you were trying to sabotage?
Well,
what she felt for you.
Thank you,
Kiki. I didn't make it seem like I wanted to be in a relationship with her. That was the thing. I didn't necessarily lead her on in that way. It was more so like as far as me knowing that she wasn't the one. When she brought that up, or when she were to say stuff.
Wait, I feel like you're trying to clean it up now.
No.
So wait a second.
When she said things that led into that.
I can't be trying to clean it up.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. When she led into things.
So in the beginning, she might have been the one.
No.
She was never the one.
No. It was more so like I was dealing with her on a certain level. Mm-hmm. She was wanting more. And I wasn't ready for that. Like, I didn't think that she was there. Like, we didn't agree on certain things that were definitely things that you should agree on if you want to be in a relationship.
Do I know who you're talking about? I feel like I know who you're talking about.
I don't think you know. I don't think you know. I don't think you know. But as far as that, it was just more so like I didn't lead her on. It was more so like when it came to having that conversation, I told her about the things that weren't aligned with us, and that probably was the thing that made her feel guilty, because it was more so on a her end thing, because there was certain things that she did that didn't align with what I wanted.
Okay.
So it wasn't like it probably made her feel guilty. Like, it made her feel guilty, of course, but it wasn't to necessarily sabotage. Like, I wasn't making things up out of anything just to ruin the situation.
Okay, people, call in 470.
Okay, so that's emotional terrorism there.
That could. I'm saying that could be.
You're welcome.
That could be.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you. And let's hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. I'm reading the comments at the bottom of the screen. Call in 470-659-5974. We are live right now. If you call in next week, we won't be live. But next question for you. Okay, So how can a woman tell the difference between a man who is emotionally unavailable versus a man who just doesn't know how to communicate well?
A man that doesn't know how to communicate well usually is not a good problem solver, or isn't trying to solve issues.
Okay.
Like, a guy who doesn't necessarily know how to communicate well is normally the guy who, because even a guy who isn't emotionally available will try to or attempt to alleviate issues or problems that have came. But somebody who's just a bad communicator doesn't even know how to maneuver through issues, or kind of shy away from conflict. Mm-hmm. And as somebody who invites conflict, I don't really mind conflict. Like I am actually invited. Like I actually like it because it actually helps me determine whether or not the person
the
I'm
one.
dealing with is ready to be in a relationship. Because if somebody can't necessarily deal with conflict, that's a primary determinant factor of like whether or not this person is somebody I should be with.
All right. So from your point of view, why do some women confuse or kind of confuse accountability with blame?
They're not used to holding themselves accountable. Like in a situation where you look in the mirror every day, it's not hard to determine. Like I know where my faults are. Right. So if somebody brings my faults to me, I can accept them.
Right. I'm like, yeah,
and be
I
like,
know.
I do that. I know I do that. Like one thing
Try
about
to
me,
fix it.
Like one thing about me, I'm a horrible texter. Right. So in a situation where somebody tells me that I'm a horrible texter, I'm not going to defend that and be like, but that's just how I was raised. It's just, I'll accept it and be like, hey.
Who the hell invites conflict? Hey, Miss Marissa, people do invite conflict sometimes.
Conflict is actually great. I'm saying conflict is actually great.
Because he's a problem child.
No.
That's why.
Conflict is actually great for relationships because it helps you gain an understanding of the person that you're dealing with. Without conflict, there will be no understanding.
This is true. I mean, you can't have a perfect relationship. Every relationship has to have some conflict.
Yeah.
Like if you go through every day, like for 20 years,
agreeing on everything,
and everybody's
somebody's
agreeing,
being fake.
One of y'all
somebody's being fake. No, somebody's just being fake.
Exactly. One of y'all is not being authentic. You're not being your authentic self.
Exactly. And in a situation, and that's why the beginning of relationships with me are
you're a red flag. The ladies looking at one of the most eligible bachelors in Atlanta is a red flag.
I could be a red flag all you want. It's fine. But that is why the beginning of relationships should have the most problems, because there are things that you should learn about that person. Because a lot of times people bring other relationships, past relationships, into their new relationship, past traumas or past things that they've dealt with into their new relationship. Like, for example,
manufactured conflict.
Oh no, not manufactured conflict. No, never that. It's not manufactured conflict. It's authentic. It's like, for example, I would prefer a lady who is okay with us dealing with other ladies, right? And in a situation where I could,
so you're a poly guy.
In a sense, I don't necessarily.
What's that in a sense mean? Because something.
In a sense, because
a lot,
as an athlete,
we have a phone call. Give us one second here. Hold on. I don't like this phone. Okay. Hey, caller, welcome. Who's calling, please?
Hi, this is Vanessa. How are you guys?
Hi, Vanessa. How are you?
I'm good. I do have a question.
Thank you, Hopeless Roman Talk.
For the gentleman there.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't believe bringing in conflict into the beginning of a relationship. I feel like you need to get to know somebody. How long do you get to know somebody before you get involved in a relationship with them?
All right, I'm confused on the question. Can you ask that again?
Well, it's about the conflict part.
Right,
you see bringing into the conflict, but.
All right, so in a situation where you're getting to know somebody, usually conflict brings those things out, especially as far as like how they handle conflict. So, for example, if I'm an honest person and I bring up the situation of like me wanting to deal with, or me aspiring to deal with other women while we're in a relationship, right? It's not me necessarily saying I want to have a conflict. It's more so me bringing up a situation that
so there is no conflict.
Can be a conflicting situation, and so I want to rectify that as early as possible, so that I do not waste time moving forward with the situation that is going to end in the first place because of that situation. Well, so I invite conflict as in I'm willing to go there with somebody in order to have an understanding prior to waiting until I'm emotionally involved. They're so invested into that person.
Why can't men just be satisfied with one woman, Saveyon? I wanna answer that. Thank you so much for calling.
why do we have to have the other women though?
Okay, well, we have another call coming in.
Wait.
I'm gonna answer that question right now for you, because I'm with the poly-ish. I am. But you know what? Let me tell you why. Because I have a car, right? And we all have cars, and we all have friends, right? Now, I have a girlfriend that I get my nails done with. I have a friend that I go to the club with. I have a friend that we just do work shit together. You know what I'm saying? I have a car. I have a brake guy that fixes my brakes. I have an engine guy that does my engine. You know what I'm saying? And somebody else fixes the catalytic converter. Not one person can satisfy your every need. And it's our egos that make us have this, he has to be mine.
Well, naturally,
why are we possession? We don't belong to anyone.
Well, naturally, we're polyamorous. As far as men, like you don't have just one friend that is going to be your friend for the rest of your life.
As far as men,
I'm saying naturally. I'm saying naturally men and women. I said naturally
men and women.
I said naturally men don't, like in a situation where a guy's dealing with multiple women, regardless of how he loves or likes them, regardless of how much he loves or likes that woman, he's not going to stop talking to another woman that he likes or involves with because he likes the other one too much, unless there's an outside source that's pushing him to not do that.
Which would be the normal constraints of society.
Yes.
Societal rules will have him go against his nature.
Yes.
And settle down with that one woman. And that's why the divorce rate is so high in the United States and in the world, actually. That's also why women are cheated on and lied to, because they can't accept the truth. We can't handle the truth. What the F do you bring to the poly table that makes you shareable? I'll wait. Ooh.
What do I do? Well, hey.
What do you bring to the poly table that makes you shareable, Big Daddy?
That makes me shareable?
She's waiting.
I'm more than enough as far as what I'm capable of doing. I'm very intentional. I'm mindful. I'm honest. I provide, I protect, I do what's necessary.
Look,
as a man.
Can I tell you why?
And
what I bring to the poly table? I bring good sex, good food, and an excellent personality. And then when I don't want to be bothered, you can go to your other choice. Because honestly, I just want to have a good time sometimes, not all the time. And I might just want to watch. I don't want to be touched today. No, but
naturally,
I'm being funny.
But naturally, as a guy, like we're able to create children every day of the week, right? As far as I don't just like with certain women, I won't say all women, because certain women will naturally just be like, I love this man too much. I can't deal with somebody else. I can't put
I
so
got
much
crickets
attention.
too, because I'm like the woman.
I'm saying sometimes there are women who are actually naturally polyamorous, and that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's more so finding the person who's willing to do who's willing or naturally doing what you like them to do.
Yeah, men have a hard time with women being as poly as they are. Like men
That's a fact.
That's
a fact. I'm saying that's true. It's a very true statement.
All right, you guys.
I'm holding myself accountable for that.
I have one more question for you, and then we're going to get into the Kissed and Missed segment.
Right.
So my last question for you is, oh my gosh. So if you could give women one honest piece of advice about men how to love a man without crossing emotional boundaries, what would it be?
Regardless of how much or how angry or how, valid.
Very much so. I'm sorry.
Your
DK.
question is. Regardless of how angry or upset that you are, make sure that whatever you say to that person, it's in a respectful manner. Because with a man, after you cross a certain line of respect with that person, it's hard for him to get over that. It's hard for him to allow himself to be as vulnerable as he was prior to. You know what I mean? And
she said, you're shareable, so are STDs, financial downfalls, and baby mamas.
Well, I don't have any kids, and I'm 31. Never been married, no pregnancy scares in that manner, so I'm very responsible.
And she said STDs too. You didn't say I don't have
I don't have any STDs either.
That would have been I don't have have no STDs.
I'm saying like
I'm
that.
shareable.
It's not even about being shareable because in a situation like I don't like to just be with willy-nilly with just anybody.
No, you shouldn't be.
I'm not that type of person. I don't want to deal with that person. And that's why I wouldn't want to deal with a girl that isn't open to being with other women as well.
So question, so can your girl be can your girl be poly and join in, or is it your own personal buffet? No, he wants her to join in.
I would love for my partner to be involved with the person that I'm dealing with or with the other person.
So
that
what if your partner had another man? Is that okay with you?
I wouldn't necessarily like that.
Oh, that because you haven't dealt with your ego yet.
No, it's not an ego thing. It's not an ego thing because if I were to deal with a man, how would she feel about that?
Exactly. The fuck out of here.
Exactly.
No, boom,
exactly.
Boom. You made me curse
saying,
on my show.
I'm not gay.
No.
But if in a situation where I dealt with a man, she would be a problem. So any other men,
that is
a very clear line that states no
Marissa,
other men.
Women are involved. He just already cleared that up for us. He was like, no.
I'm saying no other man. She can deal with women alone. If that's the case,
I'm not talking
that doesn't
to you
bother us
anymore. He just said, you heard that egotistical, male chauvinistic freaking rhetoric that just came out of his face, ladies. Can I get some boo?
I'm saying, all right, but in a situation, all right, I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example.
What?
In a situation where you get pregnant because you're dealing with another guy.
No. Time out. There's a show about that right now. There's a 4-couple, probably there's a, what's that show? Whatever. This poly show. They all live together, so force her to be a lesbian. Basically, Cameron, that's what he's saying, forcing her to be a lesbian.
He's not forcing.
No, you are. You're like, no, you can't. I can have all the bitches I want.
No.
That's successfully. That's what you just said without saying it. I can have all the women I want, but you can only fuck the women that I fuck.
That's projecting.
And no, you can't have another man.
You're projecting.
That's not projecting.
You're projecting.
Am I projecting? Oh, please, in the comments, is that a projection or is that not what he said?
So no, it's not forcing her to be a lesbian. It's more so anybody else outside of us will be women. It's not forcing her to be a lesbian.
So you just
she can deal with other. She can deal with other.
But she can't deal
with other men. She can deal with
men.
me. It's not that's not being lesbian.
But suppose you guys at one of these fantastic parties, right? And there's a guy, because the poly community has parties, honey.
They do.
And so you're at this party and you're over there smashing a girl and she's watching and rubbing on your back. And then there's a handsome man over there with a really big stick. And she's like, wait, daddy, I want to go jump over there right quick. That's a no.
It's not necessarily a no. I just don't know if I'm comfortable with that. I don't know.
I
don't know whether or not.
And find out.
I don't know whether or not.
All right, let's get into the Kiss or Miss segment, you guys. Are we ready for Kiss or Miss? Because I don't want to talk to him anymore.
Kiss or Miss? Wow, that's crazy.
I'm only kidding. Okay, so this is going to be, I'm going to give you one word. You're going to give me one answer. Okay, it's a quick fire round. So here we go. My card was upside down. All right. So one word, tell the truth, no filter. Now, threesomes.
Yes.
Toxic.
No.
Submission.
Yes.
No.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Give me a word.
I don't understand what you said.
All right. So threesomes. I'm for it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Toxic.
All right. What do I feel about that?
Or something is toxic.
Word?
Like one word that's toxic. Your daughter.
Okay. Ha ha. She's not toxic.
I know she's not, but I was just playing.
All right. Okay.
She didn't call in.
Let's go back. Since I have an understanding, let's go back.
She's watching.
Let's do this. All
right. Here we go. Threesomes.
I'm for it.
Okay. Toxic.
I do not like toxicity.
One word.
Okay. No.
Okay. Submission.
I love a woman like that.
Sexy. You know, let me help. Ghosting.
Dope. No, never.
Feminine energy.
Warranted. Lovely.
Okay. Sneaky link.
No. No lies. I hate it. I hate the lies.
Loyalty.
That's everything.
Okay. Side chick.
No.
Orgasm. Pleasure.
It's
Oh my God.
it's a guaranteed. It's like it should be a
Guaranteed.
guarantee.
Okay. Ladies, he said his orgasms are guaranteed. All righty there. Soft men.
Hey, that's for what if that's what you like.
Are you a soft man?
No.
Okay. Alpha woman.
Not my type.
Love bombing.
Toxic.
Okay. Marriage.
Definitely.
Toxic?
No, not definitely toxic. I would love to be married. That's why I don't have any kids.
Accountability. Oh shit.
Definite. All day long.
Kyss Major.
Kyss Major, beautiful.
Well, let's go back. Let's go down the checklist, ladies and gentlemen, of what the things are today that we're looking out for in relationships. So my first thing would be on the list would be, I have a list here. I don't remember it. All right. No, first thing is accountability. Yes. On the checklist, you have to be accountable for your actions, for your words, for how you, and just how you deal with people on the daily, especially your partner. You know, this is someone that you sleep with every night, that you're supposed to be friends with. And if you can't put your ego to the side, that's one check. Ego, check your ego. Someone said you reminds her so much of Portia from, really? Thank you so much. I like her. She's cute. Okay, check your ego. Look, I got thrown off now. Portia, do I really?
You like the compliment.
I like that, yeah. Pushback? Okay. Communication is key. Good communication.
Yes.
Don't just say anything that falls out of your face, ladies. You know, I mean, I've said the foulest stuff I could possibly say to some men, all right? Like, I've been told my mouth was horrendous. I've been told, like, you know, I want to repeat something that I said, but that would be like kind of blowing shots, so I'm not going to. But just imagine, you know, you live with someone who's like a professional athlete and you tell them some shit like, you couldn't even lead a team. How can you lead a household? Like, that's some fucked up shit to say. I apologize. Like, no, for real. Like, I don't know where that fell out my face and how it even entered my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was such a horrible thing to say. And I'm being accountable. Like, right? No, seriously, I'm accountable. Like, today, I'm taking accountability for my whole relationship. Like, I didn't mess it up. You know, it's not like, you know, I did mess it up. I messed it up from the very beginning, from day one, when he said, I don't want this shit. And 13 years later, look at where we are. Now, that was some terroristic manipulation at its finest. I don't know how more accountable I can be.
Hey, accountability is something that
deserves an applause.
Accountability is daily. It's something that you have to work on daily.
You know?
It's something that you have to go through consistently, always.
Now, mind you, I do think the shit that I say is funny, even though it's not right.
Yeah, accountability is something that's necessary, very necessary, especially if you want to mature in life. Knowing the type of person that you are before you're dealing with somebody, so that you can even know what you're going to be dealing with when you're dealing with that person. You know what I mean? Before it even happens, because knowing yourself is a lot more important than knowing the other person, because you can learn to know somebody else. But knowing yourself helps you understand other people as well.
Yes. Also, if we don't all reflection we are. One thing that Progressive Love Academy teaches is the mirror. You often get into relationships with people who are just as unhealed as you are. And you guys are reflecting on each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you attract, because I see your pain. You see my pain. Oh God, we're so damaged. And we're just trauma bonded and damaged in love. No, we're going to fix that. No more trauma bonding. Check number 3. No more trauma bonds.
No trauma bonds.
Trauma bonds have to end. Once you see that both of you, like, you know, again, I'm a damaged individual. He was he's been damaged. He didn't start off damaged. Women like bad women that are beautiful who aren't like me damaged him, you know? And that's not nice, ladies. We also have to, we need to be more honest with our intentions as well, you know? Like we don't just see a guy and go, oh, he's fine, I want to be with him. That's not the only thing that gets my goat. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God, he's fine. Yes. But does he have a good job? Is he solvent? Is he financially secure? Is he stable in his heart, his head, his emotions? You know, these are things that I ask now. And I'm a notorious flirter, but I'm not a notorious
cheater.
Effer. I was going to say, I'm not a notorious, screwer. I don't. Like, the idea of it all is really exciting. And then when I get to it, I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. So I don't know why I went there, but
it can be the same way though. That's actually pretty common.
Isn't it?
That's a common thing.
Is that a common thing?
Especially
is that a
if you're
common thing
able
for
to
you
do
guys?
It when you can do it when you want.
Yes, I can get it all the time. I just don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm like, no. I'm like Jessie Reyes. I'm dodging dicks.
You can be picky. You can be picky when it's like that.
Yeah, you can. So, ladies, we're gonna be communicating. We're gonna have honest, open communication. We're gonna check our egos at the door. We're going to listen, not with our heads, but with our hearts.
Or logic. Try to be more logical.
People do. Thank you, Dana. People think adult video stars are promiscuous. I'm going to be perfectly honest. A lot of them are. A lot of them really are. Like, I used to go to work, and after work, they'd be like, let's go to this party. And that's why I'm not in the Diddy case now. Because I didn't go to those parties. I was like, I ain't going. I don't want to be there. And they knew I didn't want to be there. So I was not invited anymore.
Yeah, some are just making a living.
No, seriously though, but I was making a living, but I wasn't trying to make a living like that. I didn't, I just couldn't understand, why do you want to leave work and go screw each other for free? That makes no sense. Like, I just got paid to screw you. Why are you going to go and screw for nothing? But honestly, it probably wasn't for nothing because they were at Diddy parties. No, seriously, like I was invited and I didn't go. A lot of us were. A lot of them were there. And I didn't belong there. I would have been like Cassie.
That is a whole nother situation.
Mentally. I'm taking accountability. I know the kind of hoe I was.
I've never been.
Oh, stop fanning? Sorry. My producer's yelling at me, stop fanning. Come on out here, producer. Anyway, you guys, so so the checklist. Can you throw the checklist up, please, for me? We're going to be accountable. We're going to check our egos. We're going to listen with our hearts and not our heads, because that's where the ego is up there. You start thinking too much, Yes. And what else was there? Accountability. Listen.
Accountability.
Respect. Be honest with yourself. Thank you. Be honest with yourself. Appreciate your partner.
Yes.
Appreciate their honesty. Appreciate their vulnerability. And ladies, stop using their emotions against them. That's why we can't move farther in our relationships. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of How to Keep Your Man Away from Women Like Me and Other Life-ish. Next week, we're going to be talking about love, the L words, love, like, and lust. We're going to unpack that. And the week after, we've got what do you bring to the table? And after that, we've got a lot of good special stuff happening. So you guys make sure you stay tuned in, locked in, turned on. Tap that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and make sure you get back with your girl. I'll see you next week. Thank you.